So Nickelodeon tried to bribe one of their child star with $300,000 to stay quiet about her experience during her time with the network. And the question is why? Sam came out to tell everybody one day that she was glad her mom died. And everybody was like, why would you say that? It's not a common thing for anybody to say. Oh, by the way, her mom died in 2014 of cancer, and she was a big part of her acting journey, and she was basically the one managing her entire career. And if you don't know who Sam is, she was a big part of the Nickelodeon golden era. She was part of iCarly and the spin-off show Sam and Cat. Her real name is actually Jennette McCurdy, but we'll be calling her Sam for the sake of people who don't know her that well. So back to the question, why did Nickelodeon try to bribe her and what for? See, Sam had written a memoir titled I Am Glad My Mom Died, which went on to be one of the best-selling memoirs ever written by celebrities, and it was mostly about the trauma she had faced as a child actress in the hands of her mom. Her mom even went the extra miles of policing what she eats and what she wears so that she can maintain that childlike look and get role from Hollywood. She later revealed that all these things literally made her develop a eating disorder and have low self-esteem. Adding to that, she also revealed that her mom was very emotionally manipulative and treated her success as if it was the family survival plan, meaning that if she fails, the whole family fails. Imagine putting all that responsibility of a child less than 13 years old. I want you to imagine what happens to a child's mind when you put so much pressure and responsibility on that child, telling the child that if he or she fails, it can possibly be the end of the family life. You have forced them to start thinking like an adult and start making sacrifices that children should not be making. And in Sam's case, it was accepting the weird treatment she was getting from adults in the industry, which she was not comfortable with. But she had to put up with all of this because she understood that her life and her career were in the hands of certain people, and making them happy meant keeping her job, which we both know opens a child up to many things that are not right. Finally, here is where Nickelodeon comes in. In her memoir, she spoke about a certain man she only refers to as the creator, saying the man held a lot of power and influence in the industry at the time. And because of this, he did a lot of uncomfortable things to her and her colleagues, which she could not voice out due to the fact that she did not want to upset this man because her whole livelihood was tied to him. She personally did not want to reveal who the creator was for legal reasons, but everybody kept speculating that it would likely be a man named Dan Snyder because at a point the man was one of the most powerful person on children's television. He was the producer behind some of Nickelodeon's biggest shows, including Drake and George, Victorious, High Carly, and Sam and Cat, two of which Sam was a major part of. She said the creator encouraged underage actors to drink alcohol, including her herself. He even directly gave her alcohol as a teenager. She described unwanted physical contact, even including massages. The memoir never really turned graphic, but the implication was enough to disturb readers because of the massive age gap and power imbalance between the two. Oh, also, before Sam memoir even came out, Nickelodeon and Dan Snyder had already separated after an internal investigation into workplace behavior in 2018. Reports said complaints had already existed for years about Snyder's conduct on set. But before then, around 2014, Nickelodeon had approached Sam through her manager with a gift offer of $300,000 after her show Sam and Cat had ended, with the condition that she never speaks about anything that happened during her time with the network on set, which she obviously declined in her own words, saying that it just did not feel right. Nickelodeon had since refused to make any comments about the money, which also says a lot about them. The book really felt interesting because Sam did not hide anything. She talked about her struggle while growing up, struggling with alcohol and her jealousy of her co-worker Arena Grande, whose music career was kicking off at the time, which was part of the reason the show Sam and Cat was struggling. She said she felt stuck while everyone was moving on and doing something great with their life. While this felt extra shocking was the fact that when you imagine children's television and child stars in them, you think of them as lucky and famous. I bet majority of us dream or wish we were them so bad. But now you get to realize that it was not even a safe space for those kids. Many of them were being exposed to things at an early age which they should not have been, with little knowledge on how to handle these things themselves. Because the atmosphere Sam described sounded less like a glamorous TV set and more like a workplace where children learn very early that adults with power could decide everything. They could decide who gets screen time, who gets to stay on the show, who gets a spin off, and who gets to disappear from Hollywood. And all these things were the trauma she was passing through as a child just so she could feed her family. Imagine that.